Welcome to the USA, where everyone needs a gimmick. Belko Industries is a non-profit organization stationed in the middle of nowhere, Colombia. 80 employees are sprung into a game of survival when they are trapped in their office and forced to kill or be killed. The good. Concept. One of the biggest reasons to see this thing was because of the sheer concept. Battle Royale mixed with The Office. As stupid as it sounds twice as awesome. 80 employees trapped in a building going ham on each other to survive. As violent and immoral as that is, it's still something people would really want to watch and get a thrill from. And I was one of them. The eerie voice coming from the intercom every couple of hours to bestow a new horror on the unsuspecting remnants of Belko was a cool way to put butts in seats.
All employees, lend me your full attention.
B-roll development. This one is strange to describe, but here I go. In the beginning and throughout, there are moments and snippets without dialogue that they show the characters being themselves, or just developing them. And they also develop other things such as the location, building, and objects. Hope you understood that one. The bad. Lack of point. The biggest grumble I have to rumble about is the whole film's point. To be frank, there seems to be none. The whole film, and I count even before that, because people were anticipating this just like they do most films. But this one, there was an air of mystery of some type of interesting point. But from beginning to end, it built and built this mystery, waiting for the reveal, up until the last moment, and when it was finally revealed, it was disappointing, unoriginal, and definitely could be better. Not just reason behind the film, but everything in between, characters especially. They lacked personality and even relevance to the plot, such as insert character's name here. My entire theater experience was spent staring at the screen and thinking the same three words. Yeah? But why? Style. Nothing too terrible, but something that was more than a nitpick for me was the sense of style this was going for. It was all over the place. Comedy, suspense, thriller? I had the idea that it was going for a thriller with that 2010s dialogue I've been talking about. Comedy perhaps, but even then it was hard to determine. Best character. Michael Rooker. I expected more, got less, but hey, it was nice while it lasted. The address. How I describe the Belko Experiment is empty, and how I describe empty is heartless, soulless, lack of personality. It didn't feel like Gunn wrote this film. I mean, it did. Michael Rooker was right there, but this feels like early Gunn work. Conceptually cool, but the final product was lackluster. There is nothing of value except for a cool idea to think about that you could get from watching the trailer. There's no shock value, no meat for the story, there's no point in watching. The film had this feeling of being pretentious to be pretentious, meaning they just had the idea of people locked in a building forced to kill each other, but they didn't have the point for it, so they threw in this humanity moral and ambiguous ending just because. The ambiguous ending was thrown in just to add some mystery to it, but then never answers the mystery. Like it's trying for some type of sequel, which please don't do, James. You have so many other projects. Try those first. While watching the trailer, you want to know why this is happening. That's the main point you watch it for, and that wasn't delivered correctly. It wasn't interesting, it was what we expected. And as James Gunn written film, you expect some comedy, some witty jokes, but unfortunately, with this film, not due to any actor's delivery or the way the line was written, but I feel that there was such a harsh, dark tone underlying it all, that it made it hard for the audience to laugh at the scene. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there were some sick fucks who watched and laughed, myself included, for a few jokes. But it felt very on edge, which might be what they were going for. The Belko Experiment opened for 89 minutes for fans to enjoy plenty of gore, chaos, and pop songs, but left out solid development and interesting characters. Even Gunn's writing didn't allow for an enjoyable watch. The dark and gritty visuals were perplexed by less than stellar story points and an uncreative ending. After the good, the bad, and the address, the Belko Experiment gets no stripes. Clear your schedules, gentlemen.